Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Karaoke Andy here, and today it's once more me, and we're going to trade together live DU session here in Trader Tom's trading room, Tom Hougaard's trading room. Well, once again, a pleasure and honor to be with you. I may quickly read the disclaimer. This is no financial advice. Trading involves risk, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Always conduct your own research before trading. This stream and recording is for educational purposes only. This stream is governed by the stipulations set out on the website tradertom.com, tradertom.com/disclaimer. So if you're wondering why it's me today, because usually I do Wednesdays, there's a change of schedule here. I posted that several times, but Telegram, new messages, and then stuff gets buried easily. So today I do the EU session, and later this day Tom will do the US session, and next week I will be on vacation, so next week will be Tom all week. All right, so let's get right into it. I'll trade with you the espresso. I've prepared here 2 boxes that are 18 points high. Right. I know some gentleman is always writing me and he's talking about the espresso box. Okay, I'm not sure what he means by that, to be honest. Those are just spacers. Yeah, the espresso is just a breakout over that bar here that closes when the DAX opens, right? And we don't go directly long above and short below. We use a rather sizable offset because the open is violent. And I happen to use 18 points here. So that's that. Right. So if you call that then espresso box, I just use those here as visual markers. I don't want to look, I don't want to be like, okay, the high is 25,077.2 plus 18 is yada yada da da. Without having a second coffee, you might miscalculate that in the heat of the moment, because that bar is still moving and you might need to adjust before. So whereas when I use a box here, it's just a spacer that I can draw that is 18 points high. I can show you that. See here, up there, I can draw a box that is pretty much 18 points high. And I can use that as a spacer. So we'll put in the long order, put in the short order. Okay, stop losses. Exactly there. I will post the order entries in Telegram, even though you probably doesn't make much sense. Often enough adjustments are needed last seconds. Maybe not today. What the fuck? So we are open. We filled long. I might take quick profits at the overnight high that I have marked there. Close is close enough, huh? So there you go, taking profits. Oi, shot through. Okay. DAX closed. Know how much that was. Let's see. There we go, 20 points. So, okay. Now, let's take a look at the market structure a little bit. Yesterday we had a fantastic trend day. So, market opened here and basically closed where the orange line is, right? So, and what I did here, maybe I can see a little better. I marked the previous session high. So here's the, on a 15-minute chart, the opening candle. The high of that came in at no, not roughly, but at exactly 25,335.6. But the line placement is just by hand, so that might be a couple points off, but doesn't matter. A couple points or 1 point off. So, and the session low is down here. At 24,821.5. Yeah. So we were back in the 24,000s. Yeah. Crazy, crazy. So, then everything between when the DAX opens and closes, let's call that the session, right? That has a high and a low. And everything from in between sessions, I call that overnight. Don't confuse that with the overnight range box here that Tom uses. So everything between sessions, I call that overnight. So the overnight has a low, comes in at 24,859.9, and the high we just made from 8:15 to 8:30, half an hour before the market opened, comes in at 25,118. Yeah. So why do I have this line here? Well, because I was thinking that when the market came down, that this would be a good target. The low, not exactly the low, but I used the body of the candle there of the 2nd of July. Yeah. But look, we went down here, and we closed here on the low of the 1st of July. So now I will delete this, and we will put that line on that big old 25,000 here. What happened? Good enough. Yeah. Right? Because a big round number. So you can hear it. I am a little tired. I did a lot of sport yesterday and I didn't sleep very well. It's pretty hot in Prague. So there was a First bar positive. Which triggers a sell signal if we trade below the first bar. Low of the first bar comes in at 10,446 in the FTSE. I'm holding off on that one. That was just for demonstration, so don't place an order. So we had 2 trend days in a row where the DAX came all the way down here. Traded close below the 25,000 mark. Now we are trading slightly above it. Gap up situation. Right. So, but is it feasible that today, there's those lines here, that today is going to be a another trend day? I don't know. We got 2 in a row, which is very rare. So that means I'm expecting a rather range-bound market, and will not press it here. Karaoke espresso short has triggered. I'm not taking it. You see here the first 5-minute bar touched and superseded the overnight high here, right? And bears pushed it back all the way down, and it closed in its lower quarter. And now second 5-minute bar is making new lows. Situation in the FTSE is pre-market we came down. Now the first bar of the session was positive, but bears are making an effort to push the market back down. Right now trading inside the confinements of the first 5-minute bar. Which is an inside bar so far, right? Might will close in 40 seconds. I might stay an inside bar. So okay. Karaoke espresso. I should have taken it, huh? Karaoke espresso extends the call it like that. It bases still on Tom's technique, the espresso, but it extends the breakout range by 3 minutes. So when you go to the 3-minute chart, this is the that's the 5-minute here and here, right? the 8.55 to 9. It's by this and this part of those two boxes. This is on a 3-minute chart. So, and then this is the first 3-minute bar. So the Karaoke espresso would dictate along above this bar, and a short, well, here, maybe 2 or 3 points below. So 52 short, and it went as low as 29. I got your 20 points there. But as I said, ladies and gentlemen, today I would be very surprised if we see yet another trend day. So in a range-bound environment, with most of the techniques, we have to be a little bit careful because they're all breakout trades. So here in that environment, mean reversion plays would probably work much better. That doesn't mean that with a little bit of finesse we might extract still some points. So basically when you trade the Andi in the school run, that's basically a mean reversion play. Right. You see, so far the first 5-minute bars don't look too range bound. However, the third one here overlaps now significantly with the second. So I will delete the espresso orders, not to have too many lines on the chart. So now let's maybe quickly talk about that 25,000. You see, when you got a futures chart, and let me see if I can find one here. Germany futures rolling. So now let's watch that maybe side by side. So you see a 5-minute charts, chart left and a 5-minute chart right. The difference is that on the left is a futures chart, and on the right is the cash mod CFD chart, which represents the cash prices, the cash market, right? So, and you see that what is 25,000 on the cash chart is something like, I don't know, 25,100 or so, 100 points higher. We can also compare. This is 172 and this is 041. It's like 130 points apart, if I see that correctly. Yeah, the price. So the big round number on my CFD chart is not the big round number on the futures chart. However, if you look at the prices, the high and the low, and the close price that are officially announced by Deutsche Börse, they represent the cash market. So in that sense, cash is king. So the 25,000 on the CFD chart is relevant, just in case you wonder. So, separate views. Let's close that again. I will not trade the futures chart. I see second UK 100, the FTSE, second bar inside bar, third bar at the lower shadow broke out a little bit of the confinements of the second 5-minute bar, but the body is still within, right? You can see that here. And now the fourth 5-minute bar's body is trading within the confinements of the third 5-minute bar. So what we get here can be visualized as roughly, yeah, as a triangle. Oh, destroying tools are really not good. So, which means out of a triangle structure, you might get a breakout. Yeah. So maybe we revisit the first bar positive in the FTSE. Hello, that is. Put in an order to sell short the FTSE. Yeah. So just in case we break out down here, well, in a market that we expect to be you know, I'm saying that, and the DAX is just trading lower. Okay, maybe it's one of those days that nothing makes sense. I said I would be surprised if we see another trend day, a bigger move. Yeah. Kind of. I want the UK market left. Kind of used to that. So, okay. So now it's interesting if, I'm going to delete those lines here. If the bulls can hold the market above 25,000. See if we get a close below that. That would be very interesting to see. Almost got filled in the FTSE. I like that there is a little offset. Stand by.
Order filled.
Yeah, short the FTSE. Okay. Short FTSE. I use a 25-point stop loss initially, but still. I mean, we certainly opened with a slight gap down. At yesterday's session low in the FTSE. Let's see. Very much surprised by the DAX. Feels like we should be short. The danger that I see is that bulls will make an attempt to defend the 25,000 here, and that will also inspire the FTSE a little bit. Those indices sometimes follow each other, since the economies are somewhat interlinked. Let's wait if we get a close below all of that. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I personally will close the FTSE here. Closing FTSE for a scratch. I really don't like this bar here. So if it still breaks, lovely, but I don't want it. Okay, it's coming down again. I would have loved to see a close below here. Right, so some acceptance. Instead we were trading back up here. So that looked briefly like a fake out, but right now looks like what was once support now became resistance. This little bit textbook here. So what just happened? So you have this triangle. We broke out here. Maybe you can see it better on a 1 minute. Yeah. Now we came back up here. Found resistance here, which we bounced off again. Now the question is, will there be follow through? Some traders they wait for confirmation. They would only sell short now below here, right? Below this swing low. Yeah. Inside bar so far, but with a bare body. If it goes lower, then it's surely slow burning. I like to take breakouts directly without confirmation, because in case you're right, don't need to pay for the confirmation. Confirmation loses you points. And if you're wrong, well, you will be wrong more often. That's for certain. Also, I didn't expect this. This is a very strange price action here. Oh. Now I'm sad to be out of it. Okay, so got a screw run bar. Setting up. Okay. We traded briefly below, 4 points below 25,000. We didn't accept below. But I would still attempt screw run short. Below. There's certainly some resistance from the overnight range box here, the lower end of the box. But so far, no, bears are in control. Yes, there's some overlap. Telegram was muted the whole time. I'm sure I switched it on, but sometimes it switches itself off. Look at that footsie again. We made a new low, and now bulls are stepping in. It's a lot of overlap, a lot of chop, not a clean break yet. So now I'm not so unhappy to be out of that for a scratch. Scratch is basically you close for zero or with very little loss manually. It's a scratch trade. So the bulls are defending. I will take the school run long. In case we trade above the high of the second 15-minute bar. But I might do that in smaller size, in half size. Because the context, ladies and gentlemen, even if you gap up after this here, maybe bulls want to slowly reclaim a little bit of that. If anything, it will be a slow grind. Third bar, inside bar. Harvesting potato. What do you mean by smaller size? Like 50% of the lot size that I'm trading here, which is one lot. Harvesting potatoes. What are you insinuating? Mm-hmm. So on the 1 minute chart, you can see we got from the open, push to the overnight high, slightly above, and then got one leg down, second leg down. And I was talking about, oh, trading range environment. And now I'm slowly grinding up here, making higher highs and higher lows so far. Maybe we are establishing now that trading range. Might as well. With the bottom being the 25,000 mark. And the top here, the overnight high. So that's why I want to trade the school run long signal. It's half size, because I would fiddle in the middle of the supposed trading range that we have just established. I assume here's a lot of support. However, if we break out lower, well, then I believe a gap close is on the table, right? Maybe we even get down here to the overnight low. Joseph writes, really low volume range day, huh? Oil goes bear right now. Oil goes bear? Take a look at oil. Why not? Oh, where's my... I have the wrong glasses on. So, energy fixed. Shall I take Brent or crude oil? Let's take light crude. I mean, does that look like oil is going bear to you? I would say that's not like a big sell-off, right? Okay, you've got making a second leg down, all right. It's not like something like this just happened here, right? Overall, it's an uptrend, and here we failed to make higher highs and higher lows. So looks like oil could come down to here, and then if we get acceptance below, would could rotate down here. But I don't trade oil. I trade the DAX. And look, the FTSE is slowly grinding lower. So if we stayed short, yeah. However, you've seen this bar, and we also have seen this bar didn't close below, and the bulls made another attempt. position would have been in minus again. And now, finally, making ever so slightly lower lows, but loads of overlap. Slow burn. And we would still be maybe just 10 points in profit, risking 25 points. DAX not doing much, huh? Morning, your sound is very low, says Terry. How is my sound very low? Hello, hello. Is that better? Is my sound low? Is it very low? Let me see if I can hear it myself. So, hello there. Hello there. I don't know. For me, it sounds all right, but maybe something to do with the distance to the microphone. I don't have a boom arm. Just have it standing here. So, Peter from Australia, head off to you as well. Richard says WTI $2 down.
Order filled.
Oh, we are long the DAX. Along the DAX. Just got filled long on the DAX. We see some action. Okay. Half size, yeah. Because we're fiddling in the middle of a trading range. Let's hope that we get back up here. And that would be it. Stop loss is 24,993.6. Oh, you know what? I'm feeling very good of being out of that bloody footsie. So, okay, good close for the Bulls on the DAX. 15 points in profit. We bought the middle of the trading range. $18 points, 19, 20, that's 20. Stop loss to break even. I don't want to puke through deleting short order. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I I'm really contemplating of taking just whatever is offered here. That is really no fun. Can't there just be, for once, just a little bit of follow through? Just come on, Daxi. That's so much take. Yeah, come on. I'm taking. I was shooting for 15. I got like 13. Close Dax. Dax closed. Plus 13 or thereabouts. So shooting for 15. Well, if you got any questions, now would be the time, because I don't want to trade this anymore. It is just awful. Look at that. Too much back and forth here. So, Frank says patience, patience, patience. But guess what, Frank? I'm running out of it. I mean, look at that footsie. Yeah, Dax will probably trade higher eventually, but I'm just. If I don't have patience and I'm fiddling in the middle of a trading range, it doesn't feel good. Yeah, this week is vicious. Andrea, good friends. Long DAX, time frame 15 minutes. Yeah. You mean this year, right? Was the school run long? But as I said, supposedly we're trading between the big round number here and the overnight high, right? So, and we would buy, or I just did that, the middle of a trading range. And it's just not how you play a range. You should buy low and sell high, right? Not just fiddle in the middle. So that's the reason I just closed for 15 points, or got 13 out of it. Jan says, Hang Seng steroid moves has ruined DAX for you. Yeah, maybe. Man, those indices, they fucking move. No, not like this. Sorry, I'm just getting all. Let's see, where is it? Indices. Oh, there. Asia. Let's take a look. I haven't checked. I mean, look at that. Yeah. They just bloody move. A Japanese index. I mean, look how many points that is. Yeah. That from here to here, this year, this is 500 points. So this candle here is over 1,000 points. Yeah. And I'm struggling to make, how much did I make? 20 on the espresso, 13, 33 points in an hour. And there you can make, I don't know, 1,000 points in 15 minutes. Yeah, okay. So I was talking about the an index, and I didn't share my screen. Okay, so that's the Japanese, that's the Nikkei. So look at that. This candle here has a range of 1,000 points. Yeah. Look how much that thing moves. Here's the Hong Seng. I don't know how they speak it out. Hong Seng. I don't know. I want to be disrespectful to the lovely people of Hong Kong and the Chinese languages, but I have no clue how to properly pronounce that. In German, there's written Hang Seng. So, Adrian says, hey Andy, I hope you're well. Just so you know, the probability of 2 trend days in a row is 4.96%. The probability of a third trend day in a row is 1.62%. Yeah, but brother, be that as it may, it 2 trend days in a row happened, right? So, a third, as I said, I would be very much surprised. Met from the United Arab Emirates says, hi Andy, does it really matter how many points those indices move? Surely you'd adjust your position size accordingly, not to lose $1,000 in a second. I try to be reasonable and sensible when I trade with you. When I'm by myself, that might even do something stupid like that. But no, when yeah, so the indices are fast. Now the Nikkei trades at 66,000, whereas the DAX trades at 25,000. So the same 15-minute bar in the DAX and in the Nikkei would have a dramatic difference in points. Same with the Dow Jones, who's trading in the 50,000s, and Nikkei is trading in the high 60s. So yeah, but they also, you got those, just you got a lot of consecutive bear bars and a lot of consecutive bull bars, right? So really a lot of legs instead of just range bound nonsense. Yeah. So bloody hell, DAX coming down again. So if we play a range, we should buy down here. If we bet on a breakout, we should sell here. I'm holding off, ladies and gentlemen. I will take your questions. So Hassan from India says, you're awesome, Andy. Really enjoying your sessions a lot. Oh, that is, thank you very much. That is lovely to hear. Joseph wants me to tell Germany to pump the DAX. Okay, Germany, listen, Pump the DAX for our man Joseph here. Buy German stocks now. All of them. Sorry, Joseph. It's not working. See? They're not listening to me. Okay. Chakso from Nigeria. No question, just gratitude. Thank you, brother. So here is Pedro. Hi, Andi. What did you make you close your DAX so soon after the school run signal? The bars before the opening, maybe? You said too much back and forth, but somehow I do not see you move clearly. Thanks. By the way, the YouTube stream volume is too low indeed. Okay, I will have to check that. So, Pedro, my man, again for you. So, the first 45 minutes we were trading below the overnight high, which is this line, and the 25K big round number, right, which is that line. And I said that I am assuming after 2 consecutive trend days that this might be a range-bound market. So, the low of the range, the 25K big round number, the top of the range, the overnight high. Okay? So if you trade a range, you want to buy low and sell high. Not fiddle in the middle. But that's exactly where the school run long signal came in. Okay? So, that's why I entered with 50% size. And also after we didn't get follow through here on this bar, the 10th 5-minute bar, didn't follow through above the 9th 5-minute bar, I shot for 15 points, I got 13. All right? Good. He says, great, thanks. Okay. Sometimes you have to say it loud and clear, probably. So. Sefi Eddie from Kenya. Can the same principles be used in volatile pairs like gold? First of all, my friend, we're trading stock indices here. A stock index is not a pair, right? Gold is not a pair. Pairs are forex assets, right? So the euro dollar. Or the sterling dollar, right? Where you have two currencies in the asset name. See, buying the low end of the range would have somewhat worked so far. So, no, you can't conflate trading stock indices and forex pairs, and also not gold. I don't know why everybody talks about gold. Guys, gold is something that is hyped right now. But guess what? The most volatility you find in stock indices. It's not in the DAX today, not in the FTSE today. Right? No. You can't trade a school run in gold. You can't trade an espresso in gold. There is no open. There is no close. It's not a stock index. Can, however, sure, you can trade price action, you can buy double bottoms, sell double tops, stuff like that. Sure. Peter. Hi, Andy. We were coincidentally holidaying in Hong Kong, so came to see you guys in Macau on the last day. Not a good enough trader to be able to afford the seminar. saw you, but you were chatting to a couple of young Chinese girls, so I didn't want to interrupt. You could have interrupted at any time, brother. What can I say about Chinese girls? First of all, I'm a married man. And second of all, I'm 1 meter 91. That is 6'5", I guess. Right? Chinese girls, as lovely as they are, would be too small for me. My wife is 1 meter 85, so that goes till here. She wears heels till here. Right? Model type, long legs. Check. So, no need for Asians. No. They were just friendly and wanted and beginners, and somehow could afford this seminar, which was really very pricey, I have to say. And they had some questions. And I don't know why they would ask me. I was not on stage, you know. I was just part of Tom's entourage, sitting there in the back. But somehow, some people, you fly half around the world and some people know you. This is surreal. Anyway, please, anybody, you can approach me, you can ask questions. That's what I'm here for. It's called price action or price patience, says Johan. Yes. So maybe we see a break lower. It's interesting here. So the bulls are defending 25,000. But bears not giving up yet. So this might break later in the session. Now that bar is also moving a little bit faster, but we're not really moving up or down yet. Chris, hi Andi, how's the zero carb diet going? I've dropped 5 kilo on high protein diet in 6 weeks. Yeah, well done. You know, for the Macau trip, I went back on carbs, which is an adaptation process because the gut needs to adjust, right, to eating fiber again and stuff. You can't do Asia on a carnivore diet. It's absolutely impossible. There's carbs everywhere. So, and now I will do a 1 week vacation with my family next week. And after that, I will slowly go back on carnivore. It's a 5 weeks adjustment period. And I will stay on it for the rest of the year. That's the plan. That being said, I try to eat very clean. Just on carbs right now. YB, do you think that our Friedrich Merz has any impact on the DAX if he said something, or is it better for him to shut the fuck up? Well, I'm living almost 10 years in the Czech Republic. I really don't regard Friedrich Merz as my chancellor. You know, I really don't want to have anything to do with Germany anymore. I don't live there anymore. I don't pay taxes there anymore. I have a Czech wife. We have a daughter together. I'm now fully established here. So I couldn't care less about what Friedrich Merz says or not. But yeah, it's not like he's on Twitter or something and you would get the Trump effect. So, yeah, Joseph says DAX is looking good to buy if you believe it's range bound. Yeah, you would buy low and sell high in a range. Yes. Peter says his wife told him to interrupt next time he will. Yeah, please do. Cyril from Switzerland. Hi, Andi. What's your opinion on automated trading? Could it possibly be used to trade techniques from Tom and let it run into a machine? Well, the problem with automated trading is that you would have to define the risk and the exit criteria. And those two things are not necessarily defined in Tom's entry techniques, right? They're merely entry techniques. The school run, for example, tells you to buy above the second 15-minute bar, sell short below. Sometimes you do the ante. God knows when. When you do the ante, how big is your stop loss? If you trade it regularly, you could say, okay, stop loss is always the opposite side of the signal bar. But then, when will you exit? How will you exit? You would need to define that. So, can that be automated? Sure. These days, get yourself an MT4 account, right? For example, with Trade Nation. Not promoting any broker here. I'm just trading with Trade Nation. They offer, it's a variable spread account, so might even look into other brokers, but they offer an MT4 account. MT4 looks like it's from the last century, which it basically is. Looks like we're back into the 90s from the UI, but it allows you to get yourself programmed what they call an expert advisor, or short EA. There's also a giant marketplace for that, but you can get yourself the AI, a large language model of your choice. I'm a ChatGPT guy. Some people use Grok. A lot of guys and girls seem to use Claude these days. Ask it to program that for you, test it out, and you're in business. A couple years back, before AI was mainstream, you would have to have a programmer and pay him to do that. I think these days, still there might be some back and forth, some trial and error, but why not? Why not? I have a bot running for a fixed target and fixed stop loss espresso. So far, it's more or less break even. And you don't want to have a break even strategy because you still pay the spread, right? So still the bank wins. What games do you have on that arcade? Did you paint them too? That one right there. Yeah, I built that myself out of plywood. Got a set of joysticks and buttons and controllers from Amazon. Put that in there, and a Raspberry Pi and an old monitor. And games, yeah, well, that thing has open source games on it, you know, some Pac-Man clones or whatever, something like that. Right. I also, those two machines there, there are, you can buy them, they're called Arcade 1UP. You have to put them together, but they're already, everything is pre-installed. One runs Street Fighter, the other one Mortal Kombat. So, Angie says, hi Andy, I have a question I'll ask later. Okay. Well, you can ask me now. If you don't want me to read it out loud, just put there a little comment. And you do seem to love my sessions and my sense of humor. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. When you're explaining that range, you just sounded like David Paul on stage. Bart says, well, you know, David Paul was a military man. I was in the German army back in the day. So maybe you get somebody asks a question in a certain way, you might get back into a certain way of speaking and addressing the crowd. Well, Giorgio from Italy. Hi, why didn't take the anti-school run? Brother. If you have this, I don't know. Anti didn't even trigger on the short side. If you took the anti on the long side, then just tell me why. Because I wouldn't have taken it. If you did, well done. But just tell me why. Tell me why. Oh, by the way, again, didn't show my screen. So that's the first 5-minute bar, the first 15 minutes, second 15 minute. Second 15 minute is the single bar. So short side didn't even trigger. Long side to me was a regular school run. Anti would have worked fantastically, but I would just challenge you to tell me why. DJ, sound is okay. You are tired. Thanks for noticing. I even said that. So what can we do? We need to show up and do our job, right? Trading range buy low, BL, sell hike, scalp. Okay. More commenting on what I do and how I look. Okay, so here's a question. How do you entertain yourself while you're waiting after adding to winning trades in front of screen? I feel boring. Please advise. Yeah, just don't trade out of boredom, right? It's our profession. Be a professional. Yeah. Or the other day, on Monday, was it Tuesday? Was in a short position in the Dow Jones, and guess what? I put stop loss to break even. I went to the gym. I took a walk. I walked to the city center of Prague. I smoked a cigar, came back in the evening and closed with a large profit. Please join live session while Tom not here. He can focus on his commitments. Yeah, I'm kind of doing that right now. As per the schedule change. Hi, Fred here. Stupid question. Would you call your trading style scalping or day trading? I don't know. I believe yesterday I was definitely an attempt at day trading, right? Today, yeah, that was mere scalping. If you expect a range-bound market, a lot of overlap, yeah, you know, look, the market for the past hour is between 25,074 and 25,000. So it's confined in a 75-point range, the past hour. So that's not much. There are days when the DAX moves maybe 500 points or so. And then there's this nonsense. Fred also says he really enjoys the streams, by the way. Oh, and he's living in Dubai. A guy in Dubai. Thank you very much. Anyway, so Nita from Australia. Hey, Andy, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. By the way, sound is awesome here in Sydney. You see, Sydney, the Aussies, they have better audio equipment. They know how to increase the volume on their speakers. So Amodi says, sorry to disturb. No, we're doing a question session, so we're not disturbing. I'm new to the live stream. If people don't explain why you open a trade or the strategy being used, you just open the chart and trade. I still don't understand. Brother, you asked the same exact question on June 30. I believe I answered that same exact question. So, guys, this is a little weird. So, my friend, you need to explain yourself. Because I remember that question. I remember I answered that. Did you not listen, or what's happening? Yeah. If you are new, no problem. But if you already pointed you to the resources and everything, I don't know. If 10 days later you are asked the same exact question, that's just irritating. Explain yourself, or I will block you, because I believe you're not a real person, brother. Okay, that's what I thought. So, Telescu from Romania. Hello, Andy. Thanks for your work and dedication. I'm working the same time when you guys trading. So unfortunately, I can't attend the live session on YouTube or any other platform, so I rely a lot on Telegram signals and messages you're posting, learning materials. I've started studying your approach and how you guys handle trades. I'm watching some replays, but that's hard to keep up. Can you share with me what espresso is, or at least share the link to documentation where it's the question to the espresso? Yep, well, the espresso, my friend, is a technique, but that is, yeah, that Tom came up with, and there is no documentation yet. However, I did one. Go to the YouTube channel and maybe, what happened here? Find the first video where I appear on Tom's channel. Doesn't matter whether it's the EU or US session, because Tom asked me to explain the espresso. By the way, DAX just issued a screw run short, now breaking below 25,000. I will personally take that, but I will not take that in Telegram. So, because then I would have to update you on that. And also I would sell into support. But if we find acceptance below 25,000, we might see lower prices today. Yeah. So, first video on where I appeared for the first time. There I explained it. Right. So, hope that helps, because I get a lot of questions about the espresso. Tom is yet to share documentation. By the way, Telescope, if you go to tradertom.com live trading, you find there a link also to the resource channel. Unfortunately, the espresso is not in there, but you find a lot of material there. Right. So the resource channel right here. Maybe that helps. Hi, Andi, I have a personal question. Where do you know Tom from? If this question is allowed, thanks. Well, I chatted with him and then met him in London on his seminar, and we had dinner together and became friends. That's basically it. So, Indonesia, DP from Indonesia. Hi, Andy. When it comes to trading discipline, do you sometimes move your stop loss when the market's starting to show invalidation structure? Or stick with stop loss to break even combo only? Yeah, look, DP, I'm more of an intuitive trader or discretionary trader. Yeah, I do that. I move my stop loss usually very quickly. I try to have my my trade risk-free as soon as possible, and I might also close a trade prematurely, as you have seen me doing twice today, because I don't expect this to be the environment for breakout trades, which we are trading here. However, that being said, DAX is trading lower now, closed below 25,000 on the 5-minute chart, making a new low. I'm personally short. So, Mr. Godworld, how you reading messages in Telegram? It's on Tom channel. My God. Questions. Mr. Godward. So, you know, look, I posted this little text here, right? This here on Telegram. On Tom's channel. I'm an administrator in Tom's Trader Tom live day trading channel, so I can post here. Yeah. So let me read it for you. EU session. I'll start streaming at 8:55 Central European Summer Time. Once I'm live on Tom's YouTube channel, I share the link here. YouTube can have some latency. A low latency audio feed is available also. Link. If your connection allows it, you can combine the YouTube video with the divergent audio for the best experience. Now here comes the kicker. Comments are disabled both on YouTube and in the Telegram group, in line with Tom's policy. If I answer questions during the stream, they usually reach me via private Telegram messages. Okay? So, that's the whole mystery, my friend. That's how you reached me. There is no chat. There is no comments. Okay? Paul, Andi, I took the anti-screw run short above bar 4 because it was inside the overnight range and had only tested one side of the overnight range, exited it overnight low. You asked for an explanation. Hope this helps, Paul. 70-point trade. Yeah, well done, Paul. Well done, Paul. I'm currently short myself, but not yet 70 points in profit. But well done, brother. Well done. So, what level would you target lower on DAX? You know, I don't really play with targets, but you know, DAX closed yesterday at 24,897. So, there's no real support in between. I would go for that. Then you would have an overnight low below that. Some 30 points, 35 points lower. And then another 40 points lower, you have the previous session low. Yeah. if that helps. Hi, Andi. This is Hi, Tom. Regards from Dubai. I'm happy to finally get to know your chat account. It took me a long time to figure it out. Well, there is no chat. You reach me via private or direct message in Telegram. Anyway, out of subjects, been in Germany a couple of weeks ago. Wanted to ask why some Germans mix Coca-Cola with beer in Düsseldorf. I don't know, because they're idiots. Who does that? I don't drink alcohol anyway. I was never a big beer drinker. When I drank alcohol, I used to be a whiskey guy, as that pairs well with cigars. So, there you have it. Beer and Coke is just disgusting. Some gentleman from Norway asked, Andi, what is the holy grail of trading? I don't know. There is no holy grail. Yeah. Just stop looking for it. Just focus on the things that you can influence. You know, most of you talk about entries and exits and techniques. Andi, where's the espresso documentation? Andi, I know why you ask that, because you think the espresso is a mechanical strategy that gives you points right at the open, right? And I have to stop you right there. Espresso, I don't know how long it works, if it will deliver points. No strategy does that. Edge depreciation is real. You have to constantly look at it, look at past charts, work on it, and ultimately we have to evolve to be a discretionary trader. I believe that's where the real edge is. Yeah. Mark Douglas described that the progression as a trader from mechanical to discretionary to intuitive. So, and you only get there by having exposure to the markets, by taking trades. Yeah. And on the way, just work on your weaknesses, right? Practice makes permanent, doesn't make perfect if you don't work on the right things. So, if anything, that is the holy grail. And it's not discipline. You know, discipline is a mere requirement. If discipline would be enough, then every gym bro would be rich, right? So, SR from India. Hi, Andi. I'm Sriyon from India. Love your work. I have only one question. How to scale your capital quickly? I found risk reward applies better when you have large capital, and small capital is gone quickly with 1 or 2 losses. Brother, you're probably one of those guys with very low income trading a prop firm, right? Is that the case? Because I'm trading here a small account, but it's a real money account, right? It's a real broker account. So the risk management that you have to apply in a real money broker trading account versus a prop firm account is different, in my opinion. So that is something to consider. So in short, you want to risk, maybe, it's no financial advice, remember, just, you know, just generally, risk. Yeah, there he says, you're right, I trade a prop firm account. There you go. So let me quickly point that out. So on a normal broker account, so you put money in that account. You know, I don't even deposit all my cash there. I just have that cash. I just don't put everything there. I just put there enough to open positions to meet margin requirements, because it's a margin account, right? So, but be that as it may, the 10 or 20 or 30K or however big my account is, in reality, I have them, right? Just don't want them to lie around unused on a broker account, right? But that's me personally. Call that operating capital. So let's say you have a 10,000 euro account. Conservatively, you want to risk maybe 1% per trade. So that means your stop loss value must be 100 euros. Yeah. So means if you trade the DAX in 2 euros a point, so your stop loss would be 50 points. If you want to adjust your stop loss, then you have to also play around with the stake size so that your risk is constantly 100. 100 times 100 is 10,000, so 100 consecutive losing trades in a row and you would blow up, right? So now, if that was a $100,000 FTMO prop firm account, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You don't have a $100,000 account because they introduce rules that make it harder for you to pass a challenge, because prop firms don't want you to pass challenges. Their money in their business, their money in is selling you challenges and reset fees, right? So the money from challenges and reset fees, that's their business, not the payouts. So they introduce rules to make it harder for you. And one of those rules is the maximum drawdown rule, which might be 10%. So guess what? So the $100,000 FTMO account is in fact only a $10,000 FTMO account, right? Because if the maximum drawdown is 10,000 and you lose the account, guess what? Then that is your account size. So, and you would have to base your 1% risk on the 10,000, not on the 100,000. So, my friend from India, Srijan, or whatever, however you speak that out, if you lose your account after 2 consecutive losses, you trade too big. Simple as that. There are people who trade prop firms, they argue now you want to pass the challenge phase fast and whatever. I'm not sure. I'm not here to teach you how to trade prop firms. I'm here to teach you how to trade. And I will always advocate for conservative risk management. If you want something outside of that, ask someone else. Yeah? So it's my responsibility to talk conservative risk management. Yeah, I hope that helps. Yeah. Thanks, Andi. Non-trading question: which non-alcoholic drinks do you enjoy most with cigars? Yeah, well, there is the coffee option, right? So coffee pairs very well with Nicaraguan cigars that I enjoy a lot. But yeah, my DAX position is 70 points or so in profit. And in the cigar lounge, they created something that they call a no fun mojito, specifically for me. That involves sparkling water, a slice of lime, and a little bit of mint. So it looks like a mojito, but it's actually just carbonated water. So you're not showing your screen. Yeah, I sometimes do that, Bruce. Alexander. Good morning, Andi. Long time without seeing you. Hope everything is right. How much you won in a month? Just want to know what the standard of a pro is. Thank you in advance, Alex. I rather don't discuss that. It's not something that would particularly help you. I'm here for the education and just once per week. So don't worry about my personal finances. I can say this much. I can take care of myself and my family. So that's that. Yeah, Felix says the Hang Seng looks crazy in the Asia session. It's true. Phil from the Emirates. Yes, that makes sense indeed. Thanks for responding. Okay. So here is Alva from Indonesia. Hello, Mr. Andi. Why do they call me Mr. Andi? Mr. Andi. Andy is my first name. My second name is actually undisclosed. So I want to ask, as a day trader, what we should watch and take account before entering position. How should we know if it's a good position or not? So, Alva, good question. There's two ways to look at it. If I describe the progression as a trader from the mechanical stage to the discretionary stage. So, and what I can tell you is that the more you trade discretionary, the more you take other things into account. But there's nothing wrong with trading a mechanical strategy and taking every trade without fear or hesitation. So, by the way, if we did that with the school run short, wouldn't be bad off at all. So, yeah. DAX moves indeed lower. There's your, I don't know who says that, 1.6% chance. Things happen. So, hey, Andi. Darlington from Nigeria. Hi, Andy. Just started trading a small live account. I'm doing well. My gratitude to Tom, especially, and you too. Thanks. Oh, yeah. On behalf of Tom and myself, you're very welcome. Good luck in all your endeavors. Keep going. Ozzy from Germany. Hey, Andy, how are you training your mind daily and keep the same coolness? Oof, do you think I'm cool? Well, I think when you guys are watching me, I'm more nervous than when I'm by myself, believe it or not. Yeah, but I have a book of horror, where I take some random trades from every morning, try to relive those emotions, the frustration, and then I also flip the switch in my mind to take the opposite side of the trade. That's one thing that I do. Study the chart at the end of the day, look at the price action. Yeah. Hi, Mr. Karaoke. Stop calling me Mr. Karaoke Andy. That's a nickname. Karaoke is not my first name or my last name. So Nick from Malaysia asks if I can do latte art. Actually, let me see. Yeah, I believe I can share my screen. There you go. Yeah. That's what I can do. Especially proud of this one here. This was my first beginnings with that. There you go. Yes, can do latte art. Usually do that for the wife. Keys from France. Guten Tag. Why do you use an umlaut there? It's Guten Tag, not Guten Tag. Guten Tag, Andi. I've been following Tom for a while and love his selfless, honest work. You bring another fun dimension to these sessions. Grateful to you. Danke. You're very welcome, Keith. Thank you. It's lovely for you to say that. Jung from Norway. Hey, Andi, is there possible to live off only espresso and screw-run strategy? Yeah, why don't you... Yeah, no, because the exit, as I said, the exit is not defined, right? So Tom has a specific, it's more a philosophy, right? I explained that to you yesterday. Yesterday, I actually maybe rewatch yesterday if you haven't watched yesterday's EU session. I think that was one where I anticipated a bigger move and I tried to capture a lot of points. For example, there I didn't take profit in the espresso. I stayed in, and then you could see, and then I added to it. Unfortunately, on a pullback, I had to close. Then I opened position again, and many 100 points yesterday. So the philosophy is that every 5 days or so, 20% of the time, you get a trend day. So it starts in one end of the scheme and ends in the opposite corner, right? So long or short, doesn't matter. So that's a trend day, right? So, and if you ever want to have that big home run, and really ride that thing, then you need to be in and you need to stay in, right? And Tom is acting like that all the time. Yeah? Tom just always assumes it's going to go. Yeah. And if it's going on in his favor, he's not taking half profits or something off or whatever. He's adding to the winners, making that position larger and larger and larger, and then taking all the profit as opposed to just a fraction. So that's how you make serious money in trading. Now, those sessions here, they are only like an hour, 2 hours, yeah, with Q&A and whatever. So it's hard to showcase that, but that's the principle. So and that's more a philosophy, right? To stay in regardless and to add to your winners. So once you master that, it doesn't really matter whether it's school run or espresso. But your question is like, is there a way to mechanically trade that? Yeah, well, if you find a way to mechanically trade that, you have to find it yourself, since the exits are not defined by Tom, right? Do your research, get yourself a bot program. You don't need to sit there yourself. If you can define exit rules, just program them in and make money while sleeping. Yeah. So I'm not even sure if that's possible. But yeah, that's the game we're playing. So my style of trading is I trade mostly like Tom, I have to say. Just when I trade with you, it's also a little bit a performance anxiety there. So I have the feeling I need to deliver some points or try to make it work or force it or whatever. Is what it is, right? So anyway, Some guy was writing me here. Okay, it's good. Because I have a call at 11. That's where I would have to leave you. But that guy is running late, but I still need to prepare. So, Winlaw from China. Hi, Andi. Tuning in from China. Really appreciate your trading style today. Only trading the trend or at key resistance levels. I used to be an order flow trader, getting in and out 100 times a day, but I realized that mathematically, over time, the positive expectancy just drops. Yeah, because you always have to pay the commissions, right? Now I'm transitioning into a trend trader. How do you control your hands to stop over trading? It's really hard habit for me to break. Yeah, if you fired 100 trades, that's the thing, you know. If you are a hammer, everything looks like a nail. You have to transition into that. Yeah? Make a conscious effort to hold yourself off. Also, how did you decide not to take a short position today? Was it because you felt you missed the key entry point? No, I was convinced we were in a range bound environment. I took by myself. I said that a short position on the school run, but I didn't want to manage that. And now considerably lower. I could have even done that here. Sorry about that. So Brian from the UK. Hi Andy, I'm a Kiwi living in the UK. I monitor the 3-minute as I get a better feel for momentum than the 5-minute. Why do you prefer the 5-minute? Yeah, because I think it's a more established time frame, and a lot of the research that Tom has done and that I was involved was on the 5-minute chart. So that also I don't want to be too flimsy about it. The only time I use the 3-minute chart is for the Karaoke espresso. Because I want to have that 3-minute mark after the open. Mr. Godworld, we want to see you and Tom's picks. Yeah. Let me see if I find one. Why not? From me and Tom. So, here's a fun one. Me and Tom, picture. There you have it. So, we do everything here in the channel. People want to see pictures, we show pictures. People want tech support, we give tech support. KKS, your family is lucky to have the most patient man alive. Why do you assume I'm so patient? Do you think that trading is somehow transcending into everyday life? Yeah, maybe it does a little bit. But you know, I have a 5-year-old. That can also drive me crazy. So, good morning, Andi. Where could I learn the concept that Tom and you use? Thanks in advance. Concept. Like ICT concepts. we don't do that over here. We don't call that concepts, okay? We just don't. So my friend Silvio from Luxembourg, just want to point you to tradertom.com/live trading. Go to Tom's website, click on live trading, and here you find resource channel. Click on that, and yeah, you will find a lot of documents for you to read and enjoy. Also, feel free to explore Tom's YouTube channel. It's a lot there. Yeah, hello, my friend from Norway. You were asking about the Holy Grail. I answered that. So asked and answered. So feel free to rewatch. Hi, I draw channel and took school run short. Now I'm in huge profit. Can you suggest possible targets? Yesterday's close, previous session low, overnight low. Look at those. Maybe for now a gap fill is on the table. Mr. Godworld, your bread is more good. I mean my beard. Okay, MB, you might also want to check out the resource channel. Meetool says to the guy asking about how to avoid overtrading, I found walking away from the screen is the best solution. Yeah. If you want to ever catch a big move, you have to be content with your stop loss getting hit, or if you move stop loss to break even, to not make any money on that trade. You know that you get stopped out for zero. If you make your peace with that, yeah, sometimes walking away is the best solution, because otherwise you will always get ideas how to micromanage that trade. Archie from Greece. Hello, Andi. It helps to mention every now and then how to communicate with you live for new ones. If you don't mind to share which broker to choose for your live account, I used AMP Futures and they charged me 1,200 euros fee for 10 full trades. So if you don't mind, which CFD broker do you use? It's no mystery, Archie. I use Trade Nation. They have low and fixed spreads. Yeah. And I used to be with a sub brand of theirs, TD365, which is now under the Trade Nation umbrella. So I'm with them for the better part of 5 years. Yeah. So no worries. So how to communicate with me live? I mean, you found that out, right? And I believe I mentioned already on stream that in this little welcome message there, I can show it again. Yeah. Here. So Comments are disabled both on YouTube and in this Telegram group, in line with Tom's policy. If I answer questions during the stream, they usually reach me via private Telegram messages. Okay? So it's basically, it's there, my friend, every fucking time. And if people are too lazy to read, is that really my fault, you know? Because, you know, look at it from my perspective. What do you want me to do? You want me to read a script for newbies all the time I stream, you know, when it's literally there, you know, literally there. Per is painting his face in Apache colors and looking for a scalp or two. Ooh. Cyril can be highly complex to trade while having all those strategies in mind. Parameters, values, just pure machine can analyze that many infos at once. No. My trading is very primitive. My charts are empty. You don't see there any indicators or anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not processing there a lot of information. And you see, that's really not... No. You can make it, you know. Everyone gets out of the market what they want from the market. If you want it to be complicated, if you want to have there 1,000 indicators and a lot of information influx, yeah, the market will give that to you. Yeah? Everybody gets out of the market what they want from it. Just be clear about what you want from the market. If you want trading to be complicated and provide you with a lot of information overload, yeah, and you will get that. So, last 3 questions. Hello, Andy. I love to hear your trading session. Thank you. I really appreciate it. That's Irma from Germany. Please decide if you want to say it loud. My question here, may I ask you why you chose Czech and not Cyprus? Greetings from Germany. So, yeah, the tax benefits of the Czech Republic are not that bad, actually. Cyprus just didn't want to live on an island. And I have a Czech wife, so no secret here. Yeah. So, no questions. That gentleman here said we smoked together several times outside the conference hall and had a bit of chat in Macau. Yes, is that you? Ah, of course, brother. I remember you. So, Andy, just a curiosity. What do you do off screen, like hobbies, to avoid trading all day? Well, I don't trade all day. You know, if I find myself, you know, I trade those 90 minutes by myself. If I find myself in a runner, okay, I manage that. Yeah. Yes, manage that position. Otherwise, I go to the gym, I smoke cigars, and I'm first and foremost a family father, you know, and a dad. So I like to, guess what the name suggests it, I like to go to karaoke. So that's what I do. So last question, really, because I have to really go. Horatio from Romania, are you using the Bahamas version of Trade Nation or the one for the EU? I use the Bahamas version with the high leverage. Good. So that's it from my side. Thank you very much for tuning in. Love you lots, Karaoke.